Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Horror Hollywood, and today I'm going to kind of talk about the the Screaming Skull Fantasy Sword Game. Kind of a little heads up, it's a Screaming Skull, if you couldn't tell. So, it's got an aluminum shaft, uh, hard resin for the skull, steel for the handle here, either that or it's aluminum as well. And then, of course, eh, the stainless steel blade here, which is like maybe just for the blade length a little over a foot, maybe like a foot and a half, maybe similar to that. The actual edge starts about right there. So I got this maybe a few weeks back, and it was kind of a cool little fucking thing. Of course, I was planning on going as Mr. Hyde for Halloween, but that never came to fruition. So, anyways, I just wanted to get a sword cane, so I'll kind of talk about it. First of all, the handle. The handle's kind of got like a little mixture. It's got, of course, got the hook here. It's got the little ending right there. Um, just itself, it feels pretty decent in the hand. You know, no real complaints. There's nothing poking into me. It's not uncomfortable in any way. And of course, you can just hold it from the handle. I tend to hold it like this. Kind of put your finger between the two upper fangs there. Uh, the first thing I got to point out is sometimes when you hit it on a hard surface, like when you're walking with it, it'll make like a ting noise because inside the shaft there's nothing covering the blade. It's just the blade, and then you have the outer shaft. And so it really, anytime you set it down to continue walking with it, the blade itself kind of tings against the shaft, which I found just a little bit annoying. I feel like when I first got it, it was supposed to be a twist. So instead of like spinning it like I showed you, I thought it'd just be like a simple, like a simple twist and pull kind of thing instead of having to freaking spin it all the way fucking around. Which that kind of was a little disappointing because I mean, as I said, I thought it was a twist and pull. A twist and pull would be easier. You just twist it and pull it, and it'd be a lot quicker than having to completely spin it around. Because by that point, if you were to use this in an actual combat fashion, the person would already kind of know that there's something in here that you could probably use to harm them. So instead of just like having to fully unscrew it, you can just like easily turn it and pull. I think that would have been an easier method. Um, as for the blade itself, the blade is dull. There's no edge on it whatsoever, no point on it whatsoever. There's nothing. It doesn't doesn't do anything. Which of course I've been trying to sharpen it down a bit, but the sharpener I have, it's not really doing anything to it. So if you want to sharpen it, get like a file or something along the likes of that, and that would help out a lot more. Uh, but for the handle itself kind of I don't really like because the tooth thing right here when you're holding it, it kind of sticks out, so it kind of makes it a little hard to kind of grip it. I mean, it does kind of make it to where it's like more like a full-handed kind of thing, where the handle itself kind of contours to your hand itself, but it doesn't fully do that. And then of course you got the fangs right there that kind of stick in your hand. It doesn't hurt, but it's just a little bit of an annoyance. But itself, it feels sturdy enough. Like there's no noises in it whatsoever. Like I said, the only thing was the blade, obviously. I got it for like $30 on budk.com, which I think is a pretty decent price. But I feel like for that certain price, they could have at least sharpened it a bit, or at least given it a kind of decent edge, at the very least. But overall, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a good collector's item. As I said, my only really two problems with it are the having to that's kind of annoying because like I said, if you want to pull the blade out, if you have to pull it out quickly, you gotta be like, you gotta spin it around too much. And like I said, if you're trying to be sneaky with it, that obviously give away what you're trying to do with it. That there's obviously something in it. It's not just a cane. Like I said also before, when you're kind of stepping with it, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the blade dinging against the shaft itself, which also is also kind of dead giveaway of what's in it. So I feel like if they had it, at least, you know, something where maybe it covered the blade, or if you had like an insulation on the inside that while you're spinning it, it spins along with it, kind of like what you do when you put a key into a slot and turn it. It would do that, at least that way it's not dinging against the freaking shaft, which, like I said, it gets really freaking annoying, and also it also gives away that there's a blade inside this. Now, obviously, you know, in some places you're not going to be allowed to have something like this, to where it's a hidden blade. In some, you know, some states don't allow that. But, you know, obviously, if you just want to use it for a cane, it's nice. It's got a gothic look onto it, which, like I said, is what I was kind of going for, which is kind of cool. I do like the design and everything of it. But as for when you're actually needing to wield it, like if you were to actually use it, the fangs right here and everything just kind of get in the way. It's not really that comfortable when you're trying to use it. And then, of course, like I said, the blade itself, it's dull as hell. There's no edge on it whatsoever. Basically, it's something what you'd get just to decorate with. But, I mean, if it's a sword cane, I would assume it would have a blade on it. Otherwise, you'll just think it's a pretty cool looking cane. But for the most part, it's got kind of a nice heft to it. I wouldn't really recommend using it to kind of hit somebody over the head with, but you could pretty much use that for it. You can also use the edge right here to kind of latch onto people and pull them, and, you know, sort of fashion similar to that. But like I said, my two biggest problems with it is the blade itself hitting the metal shaft, and then of course this part right here, because those two things are the biggest problems. Because, as I said, if you had something on in the inside in order to kind of keep it from dinging, that'd be really helpful. That way it's not making any extra noise, and it wouldn't, you know, mess up the insides. Because even if it does have a blade, if it does that, it can mess up the blade, and could also mess up the inside of the shaft itself, eventually maybe scraping away a lot of the metal on the blade itself. But other than that, it's a nice little collector's piece. I'll leave a link down in the description to it. But, you know, like I said, it's a nice little piece for decoration if you want to go cosplaying or stuff like that. But other than that, I just kind of recommend, I mean, just have it for decoration, show off to people, because there's in no way this thing is qualified to be a weapon of any sort, because once again, the handle would be a little too loose. I don't really think it, I mean, it's not loose, but I don't think it would be able to handle consecutive blows. And like I said, the blade hitting the inside of the shaft. But beyond that, it's not too bad. I actually do enjoy having it, because when I was walking around with it, it does feel good in the hand. But yeah, those are my only two real problems with it. But if y'all like it, go ahead and go to buttk.com, check it out, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.